Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to the class of International Financial Management. Dear students, hope you are getting knowledge about the International Financial Management. We are going to achieve the goal of International Financial Management step by step. We are achieving the goal of the International Financial Management. Dear students, some of the topics of today's lecture we studied in the last lecture, lecture 7. Today we will discuss the remaining parts of lecture 7, that is the government influence on exchange rate. If you remember, in the lecture 7 we studied describe the exchange rate system used by various governments. We studied the different exchange rate systems in the world. Recall from the lecture 7 the fixed exchange rate system, the floating exchange rate system, the dirty exchange rate system, and the pledged exchange rate system. These 4 exchange rate systems were studied in the lecture 7. Today we will discuss the governments can use direct and indirect interventions to influence exchange rates, and how government's intervention in the foreign exchange rate market can affect the economic conditions. So let me start with the first topic of today's lecture, that is dollarization. It is related to today's lecture and the lecture 7. Therefore, I added 2 to 3 topics to your course, that is dollarization. Dollarization is the process of the replacement of local currency with US dollars. Some countries or the central banks of some countries replace their local currencies with the US dollars. Why use their dollarization? Why they replace the local currency with the US dollars? Because when some countries experience economic conditions, unfavorable economic conditions, high inflation, high unemployment, unfavorable trade conditions, then they replace their dollarization, their local currency with dollars to stabilize the economic condition, to control the inflation, to control the unemployment, to stabilize the trade conditions. So these all factors influence the governments to replace their local currency with the dollar. Dollarizations goes beyond a currency board as the country no longer has local currency. The currency board has no longer effects on the local currency. Why? because there is no longer has a local currency for the country. Although the currency board and the Federal Reserve Bank of the US pitch their values, pitch the value of the local currency with the dollar, but all these factors, the currency board has no intervention on the local currency. Example is Ecuador implementation dollarization in 2000. It's the most suitable example for the dollarization. Ecuador from 1990 to 2000. Depreciated its value of the currency almost 97%. Depreciation of its currency weakened the currency of the Ecuador. That is sucker, Ecuador sucker. The name of the currency of the Ecuador is sucker. So this depreciation of the sucker affected the currency of the Ecuador. This depreciation affected the economy of the country, the local trade of the country, the international trade of the country. It affected the high inflation, the high unemployment, unstable trade conditions. All these factors compelled the government to replace the sucker with the US dollars. And Ecuador tried to replace its sucker with the dollar. When the Ecuador replaced the sucker with the US dollar, this process, this replacement affected the Ecuador's trade, stabilized the trade, stabilized the economic condition, decreased the inflation rate, decreased the unemployment rate. So all these stabilized. It appeared that dollarization had favorable effect on the Ecuador. So this is the dollarization. Next, single European currency. In 1991, the Maastricht Treaty called for a single European currency. On January 1, 1999, the euro was adopted by 11 countries of the Europe. That were Austria, Belgium, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain. Greece joined the system in 2001. The countries that use the euro as their home currency are as follows. By 2002, the national currencies of the 12 participating countries will be withdrawn and completely replaced with the euro. Together, the participating countries produce more than 20% of the world's gross domestic product, mean GDP. Their total production exceeds that of the United States, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom. Continue to use their home currency. The 10 countries in Eastern Europe in 2004 are eligible to participate in the euro if they meet specific economic conditions. Within the Eurozone, cross-border trade and capital flows will occur without needs to convert to another currency. European monetary policy is also consolidated because of the single money supply. The Frankfurt-based European Central Bank is responsible for setting the common monetary policy. Next topic, that is government intervention. Each country has a government agency called the central bank. The government agency of the government called the central bank that may intervene in the foreign exchange market. It means that the foreign exchange market is affected by the central bank of the country. The responsibility of the central bank of the country is to intervene in the foreign exchange market to control the value of the country's currency. When government want to control its value of the country's currency, then central bank intervenes. Central bank controls all these factors. In the United States, the Federal Reserve System, which is shortly called Fed, is the central bank. And Fed is responsible for the control of the appreciation and depreciation of the foreign exchange rate in the foreign exchange market. Why governments intervenes? Why they intervene to control the foreign exchange market? To smooth exchange rate movements. To smooth the exchange rate movements. Some central banks attempt to maintain their home currency rates within some unofficial or implicit boundaries. If a central bank is concerned that its economy will be affected by abrupt movements in its home currency's value, it may attempt to smooth the currency movement over time. Its actions may keep business cycle less volatile. The central bank may also encourage international trade by reducing exchange rate uncertainty. Smoothing currency movement may reduce fears in the financial market and speculators' activity that could cause a major decline in currency's value. Next, why government intervene? To establish implicit exchange rates. Before I told you, some central banks attempt to maintain their home currency rates with some unofficial or implicit boundaries. Analysts are commonly quoted as forecasting that a currency will not fall below or rise above a particular benchmark value, because the central bank would intervene to prevent that the Federal Reserve periodically intervene to reverse the US dollar's upward or downward momentum. Also, why governments intervene? Because of to respond to temporary disturbance. In some cases, a central bank may intervene to isolate or insulate a country's value from a temporary disturbance. In fact, the stated objective of the Fed's intervention policy is to counter disorderly market conditions. Most of the research denotes that often intervention is overwhelmed by market forces. And what are the market forces? Recall from the previous lectures that market forces are the supply and demand of the money in the market. So this supply and demand of the currency in the market overwhelmed the intervention. But however, currency movement may be even more volatile in the absence of intervention. If there is no intervention of the Fed, if there is no intervention of the central banks, then the exchange rate will be more volatile. This government intervention is of two types. One is direct intervention and another is indirect intervention. The first, direct intervention, refers to the exchange of currencies that the central bank holds as reserve for other currencies in the foreign exchange market. Central banks hold reserve for other currencies in the foreign exchange market means that they purchase foreign currencies to make a high reserve in the foreign exchange market. It's called direct intervention. Directly the central banks purchase most of the foreign currencies to stabilize, to maximize the foreign exchange reserve. Foreign exchange reserve. This direct intervention is usually most effective when there is a coordinated effort among central banks. If there is a coordination between all the central banks or the most of the central banks, then direct intervention is favorable for the countries. Direct intervention is also of two types. This non-sterilized intervention and the sterilized intervention. When a central bank intervenes in the foreign exchange market without adjusting of the change in money supply, it is said to engage in the non-sterilized intervention. It means that governments or central banks directly intervene in the foreign exchange market without increasing or decreasing the money supply in the foreign exchange market. This is called non-sterilized intervention. When central banks intervene in the exchange rate by adjusting, by increasing or decreasing of the money supply in the market, it is called sterilized intervention. And this increasing and decreasing or volatiling the money supply is the treasury securities are purchased or sold at the same time or simultaneously. They purchase or sold the securities, treasury securities, to maintain the money supply. And you better know about the treasury securities. Treasury securities are the government securities, and they are of three types. The treasury bills, treasury notes, and treasury bonds. So these three types of bonds, three types of treasury securities are purchased or sold by the central bank to maintain the money supply. And it is called sterilized intervention. Some speculators attempt to determine when the central bank is intervening and the extent of the intervention in order to capitalize on the anticipated results of the intervention efforts. Most of the speculators, and these speculators are the banks. So these banks always focus on the central banks of the governments. Central banks of the governments, that they speculate that if the governments or central banks intervene to the market, intervene to the exchange rates, then they capitalize on that. For the minimization of this capitalization, minimization of the capitalization of the speculators, Fed or the central banks of other countries call all these financial institutions or speculators and deal with them by the purchasing or the selling of the treasury securities. At this situation, the speculators are not able to capitalize on the intervention of the governments. Central banks can also engage in indirect intervention. This is the second type of the intervention. by influencing the factors that determine the value of a currency. Again, recall from the previous lectures. If you remember, we studied that in the previous lecture that the spot rate is influenced by some factors. If you remember, these factors were change in the spot rate, percentage change in the spot rate, change in the differential between US inflation and the other countries' inflation, change in the differential between US income level and the foreign countries' income level, change in the government control, change in the expectation of future exchange rates. These were all the factors that affect the spot rate. By intervention to these factors, which I told you, is called indirect intervention. When the central banks of the country intervene in these factors by changing these factors, this is called indirect intervention. For example, the Fed may attempt to increase interest rate and hence boost the dollar's value by reducing the US money supply. But note, remember this, that high interest rate adversely affect the local borrowers. The central banks can influence all of these factors, all of these variables, which I told you before, which in turn can affect the exchange rate. Since these variables will probably have a more lasting impact on a spot rate than direct intervention. A central bank may use indirect intervention by influencing these variables. Although central banks can influence all of these variables, it is likely to focus on interest rates. A government controls when using indirect intervention. First, government intervention may also use foreign exchange controls, such as restrictions on the currency exchange. As a form of indirect intervention. Foreign exchange controls means that they indirectly intervene to the foreign exchange market, and they control their exchange rate in the foreign exchange markets. For example, they restrict the currency exchange. They do not allow the currency exchange in the foreign exchange market, and this is a form of indirect intervention by the governments. Next, intervention is a policy tool. Most of the countries of the world intervene by using the monetary and fiscal policies of the country. They use their monetary policy and fiscal policy to control the exchange rate in the foreign exchange market. And this monetary policy and fiscal policy are the laws and money supply, tax laws and the money supply, if you remember. And the monetary policies and the fiscal policies are studied in the economic subjects by you people, by you guys. So these are laws. Money supply is also law and the tax is also law. So tax laws and the money supply, both of these laws are used by the governments, by the central banks to control the exchange rate. And in this situation, the exchange rates becomes the tool which a government can use to achieve its desired economic objectives. A weak home currency can stimulate foreign demand for products and hence local jobs. However, it may also lead to higher inflation and vice versa. So this was your today's lecture. Sorry guys. A strong currency I told you before that it vice versa. A strong currency may cure high inflation. When the countries or central banks brings the strong currency may cure high inflation, means it controls the high inflation. Since the intensified foreign competition should cause domestic producers to restrain from increasing prices. They are controlled from the increasing prices. Domestic producers are controlled from the increasing prices. However, it may also lead to high unemployment. Although it brings high unemployment in the economy, in the country, but also it is used by the governments, by the central banks to control the foreign exchange rates. The impact of central bank intervention on MNC's value. When governments intervene in the foreign exchange market to control the exchange rates, it will affect the MNC's value. And MNC's value, the multinational corporation's value will be defined, will be discussed, will be achieved by this formula. Summation of all expected cash flows multiplied by all expected exchange rates, which are discounted by the capital rates of the exchange rates. That is 1 plus k whole is power by total time, a period of time, that is 1 year. So k is the weighted average cost of capital. The expected cash flows and the expected exchange rates at which currencies J can be converted to dollars at the end of the period time, that is 1 year. So all the central banks who intervene in the foreign exchange markets will affect the multinational corporations' value. The organizations, the corporations who are engaging in the globalization, who are engaging in the global market, who are working for the whole world, they are working for the multiple nations, so their value is affected by the intervention of the central banks. And this value is broad, this value is defined for this formula, by this formula. So guys, this was your today's lecture. I hope you got the message of government intervention, that how governments intervene in the international market to control their international exchange rates and the value of MNCs. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All of these lecture notes are included in your reading material. You can easily understand by reading the reading material. You are supposed to read the reading materials. You are supposed to listen to the video, so you will be able to understand all of the concepts of the government intervention. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.